Hello. It's a spear build again. Still the save file. You're going to be hearing that a lot. Because the only builds I ever do nowadays are purely for the save file. I'm obsessed. So we're doing the Roomies household. Cacti Casa. I have literally never been in this build in the entirety of me owning The Sims since the very first day it came out. I've never paid attention to this. I don't even like these people. I've never paid any attention to them. So what I wanted to try and do, and you'll see me getting very irritated with this, is I wanted to, because the house has got this weird, like I got honeys. This house made me feel way better about my ability to do roofing in this game. I'll fucking tell you that for free, mate. But what I was trying to do was basically keep the theme of what they had, which was a skylight, but keep it, and I just nothing worked for me. Now looking back while I'm watching this, while I'm doing the voiceover, how it is now was probably, I know there's a bit of clipping, but how it is now, not right now obviously, but how it was 2 seconds ago when I started this sentence, was probably the best. And I probably should have left it that way, but I didn't. And spoiler, we don't keep the skylight. It just doesn't happen. That's it. Another house that I feel they intended to put a pool in, and it just never happened. So, So the household also got a bit of an update. Zoe just got a makeover and she is now a teacher, because for those who don't know, the theory, I don't know if it was ever confirmed, it's just like a theory that the fans have, is that these guys are based on the cast of, the characters from New Girl. So in that, it's about a girl called Jess, who's played by Zoe, whatever her last name is. And she is a teacher in the program. Her character is a teacher, like a kids teacher. And then there is Nick, who I believe is probably meant to, it's obviously he's Michael, who lives in this household. He is the Nick Miller. Then there is Jay Huntington III, that is Schmidt. And then Gavin Richards is meant to be Wilson, or perhaps Coach, or a combination of the two. Gavin is nothing like Wilson or Coach, from what I remember of New Girl. I've only ever really watched the first few series like a couple of times. But for those who have never watched it, without spoiling it, Coach, in the first episode it was Coach, and then I think after 1 or 2 episodes, the guy who played Coach left the program. It's one of the Wayans brothers, I believe, the son of the one that was in My Wife and Kids, Damien Wayans. I believe it's Damien Wayans Jr. that plays Coach. He leaves for whatever reason. I can't remember what the reason why they said in the program that he left was. But then Wilson, who is meant to be Nick's childhood friend, he comes and lives with them. He is a basketball player, retired, but he played basketball in Europe. I think it was like Poland rather than in the States. So, but that was nothing like Gavin. Gavin in this is like, he was like a writer or something. So Gavin is probably the one who has had the most changes. Gavin is now more like Wilson, i.e. he works in the sporting industry. I've just like updated his fashion so it looks more in what I would think Wilson would look like. You could go full on if you wanted to, like at some point. I know, spoilers, that Wilson in New Girl, he becomes a police officer, I believe. You could do that if you wanted to, like that's up to you. I tried as well. My biggest, one of the big changes is Jay Huntington the third is no longer the third. Don't be giving me the third unless you're going to give me the one and the second. So he's just Jay, spelled J-A-Y, not just the letter J, because it's ridiculous. Huntington. It's something that's always bothered me, especially because I do play with MC Command Center and I have like automated like marriage and stuff on. And whoever marries Jay Huntington becomes Mrs. Huntington the Third, which makes no fucking sense. Anyway, the biggest problem that I actually had was with the Michael character, because I wanted him to be more like Nick Miller. For those who, once again, haven't watched the program, Nick Miller he's like a frugal. He will do anything to save money, and he's very bad at DIY, and he does a lot of DIY in order to save on money. Frugal isn't a thing in this game. And Nick is just a bartender. He grew up out of law school and he's a bartender. And you can't become a bartender in this game in the sense that I wanted Michael to be. You can be a mixologist through the culinary career, but you can't be a bartender, which I wanted him to be like. So say if you were playing with another active household, you could go to a random bar and Michael would be working at that bar. Do you get what I'm coming at here? So that's the point of that. And Michael is very difficult. We don't obviously have the frugal or anything thing. There is the freegan trait, which I did end up giving him until I realised in the game while I was doing it that when they've got the freegan trait, they don't want an actual job. They don't want a job. They're like, it's like one of those things where like, oh, you've given into the man. And they hate it. So at the moment Michael still has that trait, and the Michael that is on the gallery still has that trait. I am begging that the Sims team do a trait update, hopefully with the latest update when they brought in all those swatches and stuff, which this build, just to warn you, was done before that, so there might be things in here that you don't like the swatch of. You're thinking, why didn't you use that swatch? Probably because it didn't exist at the time when I did this build. Michael, yeah, he has that trait, the freegan trait. I'm not happy with that. I'm gonna put that out there, but unless they do a bit, I'm hoping the Sims team, as I was saying, sorry I got off track there because I forgot what I actually said. I hope that Michael can have a trait eventually, like the Sims team will pull their finger out and they will do a what's it trait, like a frugal trait or something along those lines, just to make life easier. I wish that they weren't so scared of looking at the things that came in the previous games in terms of traits and stuff like that and using those for inspiration, because there's clearly people like them for a reason. We like those things for a reason. That's what made the first 3 games so successful, and it's not a bad thing for the Sims team to look in the past a bit and go, oh well, people really liked the fact that you could have 5 fucking traits and there was normal traits in there. Do you get what I mean? I'm sorry, that was a bit of an unnecessary rant. How much longer do I have on this build? Oh, quite a while, so we can talk about something else. There was actually something I did mean to mention, but I can't remember what it was. So, who knows? Yeah. So, one of the things I tried to do in this is I tried to make the communal areas, so the kitchen and living area, to be quite unpersonality. Is that a word? Because obviously it's a communal space for roommates. It's not like they're a family, they're roommates. So a majority of their personal items would live in their rooms. I presume. I've never lived with a roommate. I lived with my parents and then I lived with my husband. So tell me if that is a wrong assumption. But there you go. Here it is. I thought they would have a pool. To be fair, these guys, they're vaguely similar to, who are those other people? The BFFs. You know, them lot. But anyway, we are closing to an end. Here's me putting the lights in. It's on the gallery, as are the updated household. Like, subscribe, turn notifications on, follow my socials, and I will see you soon. Bye!